Hello, and welcome. Have you ever wondered if you could not just live a longer life, but a better one? Today we're going to explore a really powerful idea, that the speed at which you age, well, it isn't set in stone. You actually have the power to slow it down, and you can start today. Just take a moment and think about that. What does 120 years old look like in your mind? Maybe a bit frail, a little weak? Now, let's paint a completely different picture. What if, at 120, you felt as strong and as full of life as you did when you were 30? It might sound like something from a movie, but our bodies are actually capable of this.
For so many of us, the reality of getting older seems, well, pretty grim. We think of decline, of hospital beds, of feeling like a burden. But what if there's another path? A future where being 120 means you're not just watching the younger generation, you're leading them, hiking up a mountain, feeling powerful and full of life.
So what's creating this huge gap between the life we often expect and the one we could actually live? You might think the answer is locked away in your genes, but it's not. The answer is much simpler, and it's sitting right there on your plate. It all comes down to the fuel you put in your body every single day.
Okay, so let's dive into this a little deeper. Before we can fix the problem, we have to understand what's really going on inside of us. There's a hidden enemy at work, a process called inflammation, and it's happening in your blood right now. So what is this enemy? It's something called chronic inflammation. I want you to imagine your body's alarm system is stuck in the on position, a constant low-level state of emergency that never shuts off. It's triggered by ongoing damage to the delicate lining of our blood vessels, and this never-ending alarm is the real root cause of so many of the diseases we worry about, from heart disease to Alzheimer's.
This really helps to picture it. Think of your food as two types of fuel. On one side, you have carbohydrates, things like sugar, bread, and rice. You can imagine they break down into sharp little molecules. As they rush through your bloodstream, they literally scratch and damage those delicate vessel walls, triggering that alarm. On the other hand, healthy fats provide a smooth, clean-burning energy that doesn't cause all that damage. It's a steady fuel that calms things down instead of setting off that inflammatory fire.
So the solution is actually incredibly simple and beautiful in its own way. When you switch your fuel from those sharp carbs to clean fats, you just stop the damage. You take away the source of the irritation. And just like any cut on your skin, when you stop bothering it, your body knows exactly how to heal itself. Now, this isn't some brand new fad diet. Not at all. This is about tapping into a kind of ancient superpower that's already coded into your DNA. It's about getting back to the way your body was actually designed to work in the first place. You see, for almost all of human history, our bodies were like hybrid engines. We ran mostly on fat. Carbs were a rare seasonal treat, a signal to our bodies to store up a little energy for the winter. But for the last couple of 100 years, we've been living in what you could call an endless autumn. Processed carbs and sugar are everywhere, all the time, constantly telling our ancient bodies to store fat and stay in that state of emergency. But when you make that switch back to a low-carb, high-fat way of life, something pretty wonderful happens. That constant, nagging hunger just fades away. Your blood sugar becomes stable, so you're not on that roller coaster of cravings anymore. And this makes the next step, intermittent fasting, feel completely natural and easy, not like a chore at all. And that's when the real magic begins to happen. When you give your body a break from digesting food for a while, you turn on a process called autophagy. It literally means self-eating. This is your body's own amazing housekeeping service. It's this deep cleaning process that goes in, finds old, broken, zombie cells that cause aging, and recycles them into new, healthy parts for your body. It's incredible. So how do we get this incredible cleanup crew to start working? It's really just a simple three-step process. First, you switch your fuel from carbs to fat. That takes care of the constant hunger, which allows you to easily stop snacking. And that naturally leads to the third step, giving your body that window of time it needs to rest, repair, and renew itself from the inside out.
Now let's just zoom out for a second. This choice isn't only about your own personal health. I want you to imagine the kind of impact this could have on our entire society, on our families, on our future.
Just think about the sheer impact. Right now, our society is really struggling under the weight of these chronic lifestyle diseases, but a whole population that is metabolically healthy, running on clean fuel, would see a huge drop in these conditions. The potential for change is just staggering.
What would that world actually look like? Well, hospitals would have more room for true emergencies. That financial burden of healthcare that weighs on so many families could just disappear.
Our seniors, full of wisdom and energy, would be active contributors and leaders in our communities. It creates this beautiful upward spiral where good health creates a better life for everyone.
And that brings us to a really important idea. We're not just talking about adding more years to your life, we're talking about adding more life to your years. It's the difference between your lifespan and your health span, the amount of time you spend feeling vibrant, healthy, and capable.
And so, we come back to that vision from the very beginning. Why should we settle for a slow decline when we could aim for a long, beautiful life of peak performance? This isn't just a dream, it's a real choice you can make about how you want to live.
At the end of the day, this incredible power to heal, to feel young again, and to live a long, vibrant life, it's not in some expensive pill or some futuristic technology. It's in the food you choose to eat. The choice is right there on your plate, at every single meal. The only question left is, what will you choose?